Ah, welcome, traveler. I've been expecting you. Yes. Come in, come in. Don't be shy. What is it that brings you here today to my little corner of the universe? The bite, of course. I've heard a lot about that. It clouds you, you know. You can see the energy palpating around you. Hear it wafts over your eyes, traipsing its way down the strands of your hair, down each arm, across your torso, your stomach and chest, across your abdomen there, down your legs to your toes, each finger tangled with the dark fog that follows you. It must be incredibly heavy and uncomfortable, wouldn't you say? How about before we settle down, we clear a little bit about that negative energy up for you? Does that sound like a good plan? Yes, I'd rather not have it in my direct vicinity for longer than necessary. Let's see here. Let's start off with a bit of a smudging. This here is a floral herbal bundle for protection, of course, but also for warding and banishing. It's got plenty of different herbs and flowers in it, including lavender, rosemary, juniper, bay, sage, amongst a plethora of others, giving it a rich herbaceous scent. This should do just fine. It's helping loosen up all of that negative energy plaguing you. Inhale and exhale. That's right. Let it make its way over your entire body, your head, torso, your arms and legs. Loosening up all of that heavy fog that clouds you. Perfect. Perfect. Good. That should do just fine. And now, if you don't mind, I'd like to just pluck. Pluck some of that energy away from you. Banish it. To allow for a cleaner environment to assess you in. That's exactly right. There we go. And I think that's the last of what I can grab for now. It's very tangled, all of this energy around you. Like it's trying its hardest to keep you in its embrace, but hasn't quite got the hang of it yet. Here we go. That should feel quite a lot better, wouldn't you say? Okay then. You said you were here for the bite. Yes. Well, I do have a theory about that, if you'd be open to listening. It's not a pleasing theory, mind you, but I'm seldom wrong. You see, while there are a vast amount of creatures that parade those woods, lurking and preying on the innocent that venture through, there are a limited amount that would cause changes to one via its bite. Werewolves, of course, are the one. However, what I think of it to you is quite different. Still human in some sense of the word. I believe you've heard of the term vampire, haven't you? Yes, you heard me right. Vampire. It's not just a made-up word, and they're not just made-up creatures either. Would you mind if I told you a little bit of lore? Let's see. Vampires, my dear, are real, yes, as every good witch knows. Creatures cursed with a thirst for blood and longing for darkness. Their fangs grow in, much like yours, a classic telltale sign. These ones here are most tusk-like once they've been pulled out of the mouth. Don't worry, they grow back. You'll also experience a deep, bone-deep feeling of cold, and an intense, unquenchable thirst or hunger, often for blood. Have you, my dear, been feeling any thirst for human blood yet? No? Well, I must say that does surprise me. Perhaps the transformation wasn't complete. Did you say You remember anything about when the bite took place? Not at all. Perhaps a scream? Do you remember anyone interfering? Well, that is very interesting. Let's think. I believe that the best way to find out exactly what's happening to you, my dear, would be to confront the creature that did this to you. That's right. Confront the vampire that's made you what you are. Don't get me wrong, it's no easy journey. I'm sure, as you're well aware, the forests are full of deep, dark creatures. Not just vampires or werewolves, but much, much worse, yes. You'd need to be prepared, more so than you already are. Let me see. I think first and foremost, most important, would be something to stave off that hunger. To protect both you and the townsfolk from that thirst you may soon experience, don't you say? Here we are. This potion might just do the trick. Yes, hunger's veil. To stave off hunger, the vampire must consume a few drops. Just a few drops of the potion at twilight or just before entering a place where they might be tempted by blood. The potion will create a protection aura that dulls their cravings for a period of time, allowing them to maintain control. That sounds exactly like what we need, doesn't it? Note, this potion is meant for temporary relief and should not replace a vampire's need for sustenance. Use responsibly and with caution. Hunger's Veil. I know it to be quite a potent potion already. It seems to be quite the tricky little bugger. Lots of steps in this one. Nothing too difficult for me to handle, of course. 1 spoon of bloodroot, known for its protective properties and ability to mock and mask the scent of blood. 2 drops of moonlight dew, collected at midnight from the petals of night bloom flowers. This liquid is said to enhance magical properties and amplify the herb's effects. 3 pinches of crushed silver ash, gathered from the ashes of the silverwood trees. This powder symbolizes purity and serves as a barrier against darkness. Dragon's breath flame, a small flame ignited from a special candle infused with dragon's blood, representing strength and protection. Alright, time to brew a potion, wouldn't you say? Let's see. First things first, a mortar and pestle. I have a preference for a wooden mortar and pestle, as I find it imbues the magical properties of the wood into the spell. This one's acacia, a fine wood. Which enhances protective magic. You can see it has plenty of carvings along the outside, all in the hopes of imbuing its ingredients. To begin, 1 spoonful of bloodroot. And I'm going to brush that up like that. I need to fill a vessel with water. Just like that. To which we can add 2 drops of Moonlight Dew. Like so. It should create this dark blue, almost purple colour. And then okay. Next. Apply our crushed bloodroot. And now we stir. From shadows deep I call on light. Hunger's grasp I bind tonight. Bloodroot's power with dew so bright. Protect this soul from endless night. Next, powder. And now for our dragon's breath flame. Dragon's breath flames come in many different colours. However, infused with dragon's blood. Has to be a red candle here. The dragon's breath flame, you'll notice, has a red tip rather than the ordinary yellow or orange. We need the tip of the flame to touch the glass just gently while I say the words. By flame of dragon, fierce and true, I summon strength, I summon you. May this brew with fire ignite, guard against hunger, shield from night. By flame of dragon, fierce and true, I summon strength, I summon you. May this brew with fire ignite, guard against hunger, shield from night. And now, finally, we pour our concoction and let it steep. And as it condensates, it will make its way through the pipes and drip out, leaving the smallest amount in its wake for you to consume. There we go. A very small amount indeed, but just this is enough to stave off your hunger for at least a couple more days, leaving both you and the townsfolk a little bit safer than they were before, wouldn't you say? Go ahead, drink up. There you go, my dear. I promise you'll feel better already. Well then, let me have a think. If you are going to venture into the woods, there are a few different things that I can give to aid you on your quest. I've got the first one just here. The first potion or decoction that I can offer you today is this small vial of Moonlight Essence. This potion will make every shaded grove, every canopy of trees that might be basked in shadows, almost come to life like the sun shines straight through them. Of course, it will only be helpful up until your vampire senses kick in, by which point you should have full night vision. However, this potion will make it appear as though the shadows speak to you, as though sunlight pours through every leaf of the tree, even during the night. It's a handy thing to keep on your person, even if you don't need to use it yourself. I'll keep it to the side as I show you what else I can offer today. Unfortunately, my wares are a little bit low in stock at the moment after Francis Bexley brought in that fraud of a vampire hunter not too many months ago. But I can show you what I have to offer anyway. In this elegant jar or vial is something called Veil's dust. This fine, powdery, dark blue glitter, when exposed to the air, smells slightly floral, slightly floral, but slightly earthy, almost undetectable to most human noses. It leaves behind a feeling of disorientation once inhaled. A confusion or dreamlike state is induced, making any new faces or strange actions or any out-of-place behaviors almost unmemorable. Once the dust wears off, within a few minutes, people will be left feeling like they've awoken from a sleep. Nothing out of the ordinary, only a deep uncertainty of what took place a few moments before. It's perfect for if you need to sneak past a small horde of guards without being noticed, or simply don't want your face to be recognized by a group of civilians traipsing the streets. Only a pinch is needed per dosage, so this bottle, a bottle of this size, could last almost a lifetime, unless you are, of course, someone who takes place in a very large amount of crime. I believe that something of this caliber, such a highly sought after tool, would definitely be handy on your quest, particularly if you end up in any town besides ours and need people to forget that they've happened to see someone with a set of fangs. Now, the next thing. This here is what's known as the Wayfarers Ward. Quite a large charm to be worn on your person, but light enough not to interfere with any travels or fighting that might take place. It's one of my most prized and favoured possessions, so suffice to say, I'm lending this to you, and I expect it back in its perfect condition. This charm is both protective and innovative. You'll notice it has the shape of a cicada with a small gemstone embedded in its chest and above its head. Inside its abdomen is stuffed with a series of different magical herbs. Herbs for protection and for other things. Yarrow for safe passage, nettle to repel harm, and fennel seed to cloak one's presence from prying eyes. It makes the talisman impenetrable to unknowing eyes. These are sealed within the abdomen of the cicada before being coated in metal, making it impenetrable to ill intent or unwanted surveillance. When worn, the Wayfarers Ward radiates a faint warmth, almost like a heartbeat. However, it heats up across the wearer's chest or body as a way to warn when danger is approaching. The next thing I have for you is a very special item indeed. This here is a Luminia Dewdrop Orb. This shimmering orb gathers its energy from the moonlight, casting a calming glow that is said to help soothe pain, dispel minor illusions, and lead gatherers, hunters, or lost adventurers through the deepest, darkest parts of the forest unharmed. They're said to be gathered from crystals on the top of toadstools, only at dusk when the dew has crystallized under the moonlight the night before. Several years ago, as far as I'm aware, they were used in rituals to protect entire glades from incoming doom or darkness. When several of the Luminia Dewdrop globes, or orbs, were lined up together, they'd create a ward of moonlight that not even the most cunning or dark creatures would dare cross. Nowadays, they're very rare indeed, and would fetch a healthy sum, if not be traded for very rare herbs, plants, magical instruments, even a spell or a potion as a form of payment. These are particularly important to the mushroom folk, who believe they're not only a symbol of hope, unity, and creation, but have the deepest respect for them and believe that they are blessings sent from their mushroom gods. I believe this will serve you well indeed, even if it is just as a method of trade. The Luminia Dewdrop Orb is definitely something worth taking on your journey. But there's something in particular that I'm thinking of. Frog spawn, no. Chimera jewel, no. Sheep wool. Love potion. Ah, here it is. This, my dear, is a truth draught, the most potent and powerful of its kind. It's called Verity's Elixir. This vibrant crystalline green is a viscous fluid that sticks and climbs up the glass of the container. This, my dear, is not just a potion, it's a weapon. You see, even the truth can sometimes be harsher than the darkest of lies. One drop of this will have the user spilling every secret they hold dear, even memories they didn't think that they could ever voice, things they potentially had forgotten or buried so deep that the thought didn't even cross their minds. It unleashes every ounce of truth that one holds in their entire being. I have only ever used this potion twice in my life, and I shudder to think of a third. So I offer this gingerly, and only with the deepest of regret. For if you do have to use this potion, it will have to be for only the gravest of circumstances. This potion not only reveals the truth, but it can destroy one's mind altogether. I need you to be aware that if you were to administer this, it won't be something to simply shrug your shoulders at. Like I said, this potion is a weapon. Can I trust you with the responsibility? Okay, I believe you. Okay, my dear, that's everything I have for you today. Like I said, unfortunately my stock has been depleted. However, before you leave for your adventure, there's a few things I think are worthwhile doing in town. First things first, it's very important to remember that vampires, despite being one yourself, are cunning folk. They'll lure you into a false sense of security before striking. I suggest you go ahead and do a bit of your own research on their kind. You can go to the library. Nadia, the librarian, is always happy to help, and she's a treasure trove of information. I'm sure she can also show you some of the deep nooks and crannies and old dwellings that might live deep in the forest. Give you some hints and clues to whereabouts your friend might be hiding. After that, I think it would be beneficial to visit a herbologist. You can pick me up a mandrake and potentially some more herbs so I can brew some more of your potion. You can pick that up before you go. A little bit of something to ensure you come back. And then I think, do you happen to have any coin by chance? Well, that's another thing that might be beneficial. Pop by the inn, have a look at the notice. Oh, you already have, okay. My bad. Well then, it's definitely worthwhile taking some quests on your journey as well. Gather up as much as you can. And then it might also, I think, be worthwhile to visit the creature shop. Yes. A Silverlaw fox, perhaps, might help light up your path as you walk, or a poppy tuft can help source out hidden pathways. Even a dragon, maybe, to help you defend yourself against any predators that might make their way onto your path. And the tailor. You'll definitely need something warmer than that, especially with your condition. Something that's still easy to move in, but warm enough to keep you nice and cozy in the cold of the forest. And then, of course, you can make your way back to me. I'll gift you your potion and we can talk about your next steps. It might also be worthwhile talking to some of the friends and family of those who have disappeared. See if you can find any similarities between where exactly it was that might have taken place, whether it was just at the edge of town or at a particular location. Spot any recurring motifs, things that might point you in the right direction to where you can meet up with your predator. Yes, I think that's perfect. Well then, my dear, travel safely, but not too far, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.